Swirly here with the good and the bad of the 1980s. Let's get started. The side ponytail. The side ponytail is a slight variation of the regular ponytail. It was mainly good, but it lacked creation. Not to mention, it's very hard to do. Can you imagine doing that every day? I'd shank someone, which is sad, because shanking wasn't even around until the 1990s, which is why in the early 1990s there was this big crime spree, because everyone was getting their shanking out. The Benetton shirt. The Benetton shirt leaves us with many questions. Among them, who is Benetton, and was he blind? The Benetton shirt still, unfortunately, shows up in many Kmart little girl sections. Leg warmers. Leg warmers are usually good, but when used like this, as they usually were in the 1980s, they're bad. Very, very bad. Just bad. Awful, really. Not at all flattering, just bad. Bad. Jellies. Jellies lasted way through the 1980s, all the way into the 90s, which isn't surprising considering they could last through the next atomic war. These things don't biodegrade, kids. But they're fun and squishy and named after a food. And that's all it really takes to be good in the 1980s. Shoulder pads. Why do we need to look like football players? Football players don't need to look like football players. Ronald Reagan. He was the president in the early 1980s. He was also an actor who co-starred in many films with a monkey. Among his main initiatives as president, not an actor, he wanted to build a bubble around the earth that would knock down missiles heading for America. Not bad, you say, during the Cold War? Oh, but wait. The bubble was made mainly out of cellophane, and the proposed project was called Star Wars. That's the joke. I have no joke. The initiative was named after a damn movie. Make up your own joke. Moving on. George H.W. Bush. He was Ronald Reagan's VP and president in the late 1980s. His initiatives were parental advisory labels on CDs. I'll give you a moment to load them. And we're back. He and his loins, along with this woman's loins, along with this woman's loins, fit this man, who in the early 21st century screwed this country, and this country, and these countries, you know, and the general. I didn't have enough time to get all these maps, so I just, general, no, he screwed just like a tidal wave of screwage. Think of it like that. It's not my point. Back to the 1980s. The Breakfast Club. 1980s culture was magnificent, and the 1980s was a part of that. It included the Breakfast Club, which had Emilio Estevez and Molly Ringwald, along with a brain, a criminal, and apparently a kook. They all met in detention and were surprised that they could actually be friends. Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It taught us all how to skip. What else could you love? The Outsiders. This Hunk Fest taught us that greasers can love and cry and still look smoking hot doing it. It included Emilio Estevez, Ralph Macchio, Patrick Swayze, and Tom Cruise. That's right, Tom Cruise in the actual movie, a genuine role, before his couch jumping days. Surprising. Patrick Swayze, the 1980s, most amazing, magical, godlike contribution. Swayze. Say it with me. You don't want to enough. Never mind. 1980s hair bands dominated the music scene. They included Loverboy with their top hit, Everybody's Working for the Weekend, which is surprising seeing as Loverboy probably never worked a day in her life, let alone a full week. And Quiet Riot. They're ugly, yes. But ladies, they have a great personality. Music wasn't always good in the 1980s. It also included Devo. Their top #1 hit, Whip It. Whip It good. Nothing was good about that song. And nothing's good about whips either, kids. The Olsen twins harkened from the 80s, and we're still paying for it. Madonna's Boy Toy Bells were from the 80s, and I must say I'm a fan. Aerobics gear was from the 80s. This particular leotard is a two-piece with this floral thing going on top of this solid purple thing. The only way this could look good was if it was in 1,000 pieces. But the most sinister, ugly, fiendish thing the 1980s conjured up was this. Take a good look at it, America. This is what nightmares are made of. What is it, you ask? A standard bracelet? An earring, you hope? Wrong. But I don't expect anyone who hasn't smoked mass amounts of rock cocaine to know what this is. It's a shirt gatherer. In America, you should be afraid. Very afraid. I will now demonstrate the evils of the shirt gatherer for you. What you do, you take a very large, very ugly shirt. I didn't have one, so I took a large shirt. You put it on. And then you take these. And you open out the clips on the end of the apparatus, like so. And you turn around, like so. And you stick fabric into either end of the clips. And on opposite ends of your shirt. And you bunch it together like so. Do you see that? Do you see this? And this. Drink it in, America. Drink it in. It is disgusting. It gathers your shirt to be more figure-forming, to tighten the waist. But it's not very effective. And still, you have all this in the back. It looks like your shirt has back fat. That's what it looks like. And this is ugly. This is disgusting. This bullshit. There's no words for it. I, Swarley, am at a loss for words. Let's take a look at the apparatus itself, people. It's 2 clips. And it's gold, and it's not very long either. Probably made for a very skinny person. And why couldn't the people of the 1980s just buy a smaller shirt? Did that never occur to them? Were they so hopped up on hairspray fumes? They never thought, why not buy a medium instead of an XXXL? America, consider yourself warned.